Live at 5, this is 13 News Now.
Checking out the forecast, our 60-degree temperatures today were a welcome break from the cold we've seen recently. Welcome to 13 News Now. I'm David Allen.
And I'm Janet Roach. Although today was nice, temperatures are about to fall again, bringing the chance for snowflakes. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lawson is tracking the colder air.
Yeah, not just a chance. We think it's pretty likely that we're going to get some snow around here tomorrow. But for those of you that do not like the snow, or maybe you think it's pretty, but you don't want it on the roads like we had a couple days ago, tomorrow is going to be very, very similar because today was warm, because there's nothing on radar now, but what moves in later is rain. That's why we have the wet and warm ground when we get that few-hour burst of snow that we're expecting or mix. So as a result, it is going to be, I think, very similar to what we just had. 61 out there right now, winds out of the southwest at 20, but gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. You can see a decent amount of sunshine. Next 12 hours dropping back through the 50s, and then all of a sudden by morning, we get down into the 40s. So let's take a look at the next storm system moving in. Rain developing, as we said, for late tonight. Readings, however, are going to drop all day tomorrow. In fact, our high for tomorrow is going to be at midnight tonight, and it's going to be in the 50s, probably 52. And then we'll drop to about 43 or 4 by morning, and then we'll keep dropping through the afternoon all the way down through the 30s. So a change over to a mix or even snow is definitely likely. We'll talk more about it. Expect, again, similar to what we had the other day, dusting or maybe a little more on the elevated surfaces, but not likely on the roads.
Jeff, thanks so much. The messy weather could have an impact on your morning commute tomorrow. Before you head out, tune into 13 News Now Daybreak. Our team will let you know if there are any issues that you need to watch out for. Now to a developing story out of Hampton.
A burglary call ends with a police shooting. This all played out on Jacqueline Circle in the Michaels Woods neighborhood.
And tonight, neighbors are trying to make sense of what happened. 13 News Now reporter Nico Clemens is live for us in Hampton. And Nico, what have you learned about the suspect?
Well, we know that man tried to break into that home this morning. We also know from police the people who live inside that home know who the burglar is. And people I spoke to say they're surprised to see so much police and crime scene tape in their neighborhood.
Wonderful, right here.
Neighbors a bit uneasy.
No, it doesn't matter where you are. It happens everywhere.
Many trying to figure out what's going on in their neighborhood.
Shaking, calling my mom, calling my husband, saying, I don't know what's going on, but there's something seriously going on.
Hampton police say a man tried to break into a home on Jacqueline Circle early Thursday morning. When officers got to the home, they saw the man outside. Police say he ran towards them with a knife. That's when officers shot him several times. Kelly McCarthy has lived in the Michael Woods neighborhood 2 years. She says seeing police and crime scene tape everywhere is shocking.
I saw a canine go by so fast that I could hear it. And then after that, it was phew, 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 phew. And then about, I don't know, 30 detective cars right behind it, like they were coming in for a funeral.
Police say the people who live at the home know the burglar. Neighbors like McCarthy hope this is the last time police find their way onto their street.
I went around and made sure my house was locked down because I didn't know what was going on.
And that man is in the hospital with what we're told is life-threatening injuries. Now, those officers involved, they're on paid administrative leave pending a criminal and internal investigation. Now, coming up at 6, the crime scene tape came down not too long ago, and I spoke to a man who lives next door to this home. He tells me he knows who the burglar is, too. In Hampton, I'm Nico Clemens, 13 News Now.
An update on what led state police to shut down I-64 this morning in Newport News. Troopers were looking for evidence from a robbery and shooting. Newport News police say it started around 9 last night with a robbery at a store on J. Clyde Morris Boulevard. A witness followed the suspect to the interstate, but someone started shooting. Police later found the car the suspects were in on Newsom Drive and took a 15-year-old boy into custody.
Local Coast Guard crews medevaced a woman from a cruise ship off the coast of North Carolina. Crew members of the Norwegian Breakaway used a satellite phone last night to call the Coast Guard station in Portsmouth for help. A 62-year-old woman was suffering gastrointestinal bleeding. The Coast Guard launched a helicopter and airplane to the ship about 126 miles off of Cape Lookout. The woman is at a hospital in Wilmington.
New information tonight. Federal authorities and attorneys now know whether medical experts believe the Navy veteran accused of abducting and murdering Ashanti Billy is mentally competent to stand trial. but that information is not being made public yet. 13 News Now investigative reporter Laura Geller is here now to explain.
Well, according to court records, the forensic psychologist from a federal medical center has completed the report on Erik Browns' mental health evaluation. The court received the report last week, but it is sealed, so we don't know what it says at this point about whether or not examiners believe Brown can assist in his own defense and stand trial.
The 45-year-old is facing a federal kidnapping charge after authorities said he abducted Ashanti Billy from JEB Little Creek in September. She was later found dead in Charlotte, North Carolina. We've learned in the most recent filing, the court issued an order asking both federal prosecutors and Brown's defense team to give reasons why the court should not go along with the recommendations of the forensic psychologist. Those responses have been sealed as well, leaving no details as to how attorneys believe this case should proceed. So here's what we know for sure. The government believes there is reasonable cause to think Brown may not be competent to stand trial. In December, he was moved to the Federal Medical Center in Kentucky so he could be examined by a specialist. The warden there requested more time for that evaluation and just returned the report on it last week, but it is not available as a public court record. Now, at this point, it is unclear what action the court has taken since reviewing that report and when the court is going to proceed in this case publicly.
We reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office. A spokesperson said he can't comment on any filings they may or may not have filed under seal, but added they are continuing to move forward with this case. We also got in touch with Brown's defense attorneys. They also tell us because the filings are sealed, they cannot provide any information. Laura Geller, 13 News Now.
After Brown's arrest, we worked to learn more about his life. 13 News Now anchor Regina Mobley found the family he lived with briefly after he left the military. That family is now trying to come to terms with the fact that the man they thought of like a brother is accused of killing Ashanti Billy, a murder that disturbed many people across Hampton roads. Tonight only on 13 News Now at 11, the family's message to accused killer Erik Brown.
Tonight we know the name of a man found dead in Norfolk home, but we're still waiting to hear how he died. Police found Clifford Duty III on West Little Creek Road this morning. Now they're trying to figure out what happened to him. 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton is live in Norfolk. And Allie, neighbors say Duty was a kind person.
Yeah, David, neighbors say that he was just the person that everyone wanted to be around. He loved his son and he loved his dog. He would often sit actually at that chair right there and just relax and take in the views. They say he was more than just a neighbor. He was a friend. It was the bright lights that made neighbors look outside their windows last night.
Yellow tapes, police officers on the scene.
It was a scene they were surprised to see. Many didn't hear the news that a man was found dead in his home until this morning.
It's crazy. I'm shocked.
And it was today they found out it was someone they knew.
He was just an overall good guy. He would cut the grass. He would pick up litter that he found.
People who knew him say his young son meant the world to him. And they just saw the pair together on Saturday.
He was playing with this kid on the trampoline that he just got him.
And it was on Saturday night. Several neighbors tell me they heard 3 continuous gunshots, but they still don't know if they're connected. Police are trying to piece together what happened. They've been canvassing the area for most of the day, asking neighbors if they have security cameras.
My prayers are with his family.
Now, neighbors say the victim went by the name Trey. Now, we did reach out to his family to see if they wanted to talk about him. They didn't want to. Obviously, they were very emotional. Now, if you know anything about this incident, call police at 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP. Live in Norfolk, Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.